Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Motorsport Manager. This is Surging Absurdity, hopefully the last race of the challenge. Will be the last race of this attempt. And second challenge of the pro level. We've got a good lead, but not a clinching lead over Spartan, so we've got to play this out all the way. Holgerson with a 1-point lead in the driver's standings over Laurie. And I actually tried to record this once, got most of the way through it, and then had a power outage wipe the whole thing out. I should offer one warning based on that. This is a really long race. It's long enough that I was annoyed enough at it, had a bit of a rage quit, and didn't come back to this for several days. We've got, it's just... Doha's a long track, but I believe this is the longest version of it. If we see, yeah. So we're on track layout A. See, B is much shorter. C's a hair shorter, because it's missing that one little turn right there. So a square out or whatever. So yeah, this is we're going to be here for a while. And there's a point at which you just run out of intelligent things to say. So I'll do the best I can with it. And it is the last one, so we're looking forward to wrapping it up and moving on to the next challenge. And the Evening Herald has a question for us. Which of your drivers is better? Obviously, Mia. And Bags doesn't object. Why should he object? He's about to retire. And, yeah, they're talking about Laurie winning in Yokohama. Now, of course, we've done everything we can with the car. So, you know, we can't improve anything. Let's just roll on forward. There's our repairs finished. And I'm just going to double check, although I'm quite sure this is where we are. Yeah, brakes, engine, gearbox, spoiler, suspension. It's all where we need it to be. Okay. And it rolls all the way there. Well, we do have another sponsor to deal with. So we've got Condor Telecoms, Wan Chai Industries, Jandermole. We might as well take the biggest upfront payment since it's the final race of the year. There we go. And let's see, we've got... okay, I was wondering if this would happen again. Because I don't know if it's scripted or if it had already been generated or whatever. Because sometimes these change. If I've redone a challenge, the... things don't always hit exactly the same, but Mia Holgerson's having an affair. -2 to everything. So she's going to be off her game, and that does not help when we're trying to clinch, for sure. As Michael Tellin says, it's only going to be a distraction. And how did the press find out? Yeah, that's not the question. The celeb's name is different this time around. So they at least changed that. First in the championship. Doha, 46 lap race, 2.85 miles, the lap record. Yeah, nobody's going to be touching that lap record. That must be for a shorter version of the track. We're looking at closer to 2 minutes here. And gearboxes are the key, with Atsuno doing the best there. We're not going to update our forecasting. Sorry. And can't see Laurie making up too much ground in Qatar. Holgerson is driving too well. You, sir, must not have read the news about her affair. And Laurie expecting to perform very strongly in Doha, so he's feeling different about it. Rodriguez even thinks they might make the podium. And Holgerson's deal only has a month left on it, which we would normally be very concerned about. But we don't care because, again, it's the end of the season. So off to Doha we go, where it's going to be 21 for practice, 15 for qualifying, 22 for the race. soft and medium tires. And this is sort of in between them, but I think we're going to be going with mediums. Oh, and we actually are on C. This is layout C. It's not layout A. So this actually isn't even the longest version of it. That's very interesting. Okay. So I'm going to go with 4th or above there. And we are expected to finish 1st and 5th. That would be pretty spectacular and definitely guarantee us the title. Now, running through some of the scenarios, basically Holgersen finishes 2nd or better, we win. Doesn't matter what happens with qualifying, doesn't matter what happens with who gets the fastest lap. If she finishes 3rd or worse, all bets are off. Okay, we can see our feedback is going to be terrible here. .360 with only the gearbox at crucial. And we'll switch to medium tires. Something like that. And let's see how we go. Definitely going to want to do race trim for both drivers. Because if it wasn't obvious, thinking about... they wanted to start on qualifying. Both drivers at over 6, Bags at near 7, so that's nice. But if it wasn't obvious thinking about where we're at with the, the length of the track and everything, we're not going to hit level 3 on this, with our feedback being lower and a long track. So we still got a few cars on soft, but most of them smart enough to go medium. And this is a really good dry run for where the temps are going to end up, because it's going to be 22 during the race, it's 21 today. Everything's supposed to be dry. So we can see where we're going here. You look at the temps on the medium tires now, they're just starting to dip a little bit. But they'd be heating up with softs. And in general, I just like better pushing a slightly cool tire than I do having to go conserve. So Bags liking the handling at this point. And so does Holgersen. So that's a good start for us. And we aren't at nearly the length of, the endurance series where the races literally last for like 6 hours instead of the hour or so that they tend to in the GT. Okay, wants more weight in the front. Will Baggs wants more weight in the front. That's something to remember. We're not going to bring in anybody in early to make changes. But this definitely is, to a lesser degree, a race to endure. That's just the way it is. So look at Baggs' first lap. Gabler comes in 2 minutes. So you think, 46 laps of 2 minutes? Well, that's over an hour and a half of just solid. Okay, see, Holgerson wants to wait more in the back, and Baggs wants it more in the front. So that's interesting. Now we hit 10 minutes. That's our 1/3 mark. You see, we're nowhere near our level 1. So we're going to aim for level 2. I'm not going to have any time to mess around with other tires or anything else. Bag's happy with the gearing, so we're basically looking at, the ballast isn't right, and they want it to go in opposite directions, so one of them's probably wrong on that. And you can see just barely over almost 6 minutes on the track, and the temperature is dropping, but not by much. And then it's going to be a degree warmer for race day. Okay, Holgerson wants shorter gears. So she's got a couple of issues where Baggs was pretty happy with the gearing. And Baggs, rather remarkably, with the fastest time so far. Whereas Holgerson backed out of 14th, and then she's passing him here and runs a really nice segment there. And now so my own drivers are going to hold me up for running better times. And of course, I don't really care in practice. But it's still kind of amusing watching them go at it back and forth here. So this gave them enough fuel for 4 laps. They had the 1 out lap, and then this is their 4th. So they're on the 5th lap, partway through the 5th lap, and we've been out here for almost 10 minutes. Now some other drivers improving on the times. Baggs goes back in front of Holgerson. Only to be stuck on the outside and lose the spot again. And Holgerson up to 7 and runs the fastest lap, 1:59.3. So you got to run under 2 minutes to be credible. But 7.2 and 5.5, I am happy with the driver form here. Pulling away now from Baggs as she's driving better and he's just fading just a little bit. So let's make whatever changes we're going to make. Yeah, if that's poor, the only way we're going to make it better is by moving it this way. Was pretty happy with the handling. Wanted more acceleration. Let's try that. It's the only way I'm going to get it there. And very poor here. That'll work. Even hitting level 2 here, we're not going to have any margin for error, really. Less than a minute to go, and we're still not there. I did. Glad I got the right direction. And Mia says the same thing, so one of them was wrong on the direction because I took it the same way for both of them. And we hit our level 2 with just seconds left. We'll get to finish up this lap. Will be the last ones passed. And still more work to fix. I don't think that's ever happened before. Best time in practice. Of course, I don't really care, but hopefully that is true. Alright, so let's get qualifying underway. And interestingly enough, he's got the slower wear for medium tires, although I still think the 10% boost is going to be more important for the race. 96% for Holgersen. So we'd like to get the handling better. Maybe a little more understeer. Whoops. Let's try that. We don't have time to do a lot of, you know, one-lap trips to get this better. So, bags, we got some work to do. Very poor. Okay, so I think I need to be lower there. We want the handling to be maybe there. So that should be a decent attempt. Just use the same tires. Holgersen at 7.5, Bags at 5.4, so Mia looking the better. Just have him go around once, come back in, and see what we think. See how we're doing with those changes. Can't rely on being able to do more than 2 of these. So I'm going to want to at least be close here, which I should be. And it is going to stay cool and dry. Holgersen up to 8.3. Wish I had her qualifying. 98%. Okay, threw this one off a little bit, but I'm going to stick with it. And just have her... I'll worry about bags in a second. Just have her get out there for her run. She should be able to set her time and be happy with it. Ooh, 96%. Alright. Now I'd like to do a little bit better. So we've got poor, very poor, okay, and great. So maybe just a little bit lower. Good, poor, and great. Probably a bit higher. So we want this just a tad up. So let's say we make that go a little bit lower. And do we hit oversteer? Yeah. Really, I'd like to try that. 7:15. I should have time. So I'll hit her right where I want to be on the temperature. I'm going to send around on this. Make whatever final adjustments I need to, and then get him in a qualifying lap. And Mia's still at 8.3, so she has a chance to set a nice time here. All I really need to do is get through. And it's hard to see that not happening. And perfect it is, although she's down to 8.1. Seems to be holding there. And just under 158 for Rodriguez, so that's the time to beat. And while Holgerson does her thing, Baggs is up to 6-1. Oh, she's down to 7-9 though. He's about to come in here. We're about to see if we hit any better than 96. We didn't. It's still 96, even though these two are right on. So that's poor, great, and great. So maybe just a tad. Yeah, I don't want to do that much. Thing is, if I do that, then this is off. You know what? I'm going to say it's the last race. I don't expect that much from Baggs. 96% it is. It's not perfect, but we could do a lot worse. And Holgerson just off the pace of Rodriguez, 9,000th. Let's ride along with her for a bit. Same car right behind her, although she really fell off the pace there with that segment. And 16th? Are you kidding me? Thing is, she doesn't have time to do another segment. She's not even going to make it past the first qualifying session. Mia, what are you doing? Oh my goodness. Seriously, you had good form. I had your temperature set up well. You're 98%. You had a car behind you, but you had nobody in traffic. And after that first sector, you just stunk it up. There's nothing else. Like, the track's getting better, not worse. You just stunk it up. Ugh. See if Baggs fares any better. Isn't so far. It's actually about 0.2 slower than Mia was at this point. "13th. Well, that might be enough to move on. Holgerson wins practice and finishes at best now 17th. The first day of qualifying. I've got no words for that other than that sucks. And is exactly, by the way, the kind of disaster that could turn this against us. So there's 4 cars still out there on a lap, so Baggs is not safe. Wood right behind him. And driving through him now. And up to 10th, so that knocks Baggs down to 14th. Well, it doesn't matter what Capello does, we're still going to make it. but barely. I mean, his chance of making the final day is not great. Ugh. Just ugh. Rodriguez wins. Bags 14th, Holgerson 16th, 17th. Well, that is frankly embarrassing. She's winning the championship. And she finished 17th, quarter second slower than what she needed. Good weather for qualifying 2. I may have nobody left. So he's gonna be able to run 2 sessions. I'll get him out there. Didn't mean to do that. I'll get Will Baggs out here for the first one. And then we'll see what happens. "25 degrees, nice and hot." Yeah, and I'm at a loss to explain that. She just stunk it up. There's nothing else about it. Just absolutely stunk it up. So 5.5 for Baggs, solid but not spectacular. And he's got to do better than yesterday, or better than the earlier session rather, if he's going to have any chance of making it to the final qualifying. We might actually get to skip the final qualifying session, and if so, that would not be a good thing. Gabler, a 10th faster. That's actually not a huge difference. A little over a second off the pace, much like was yesterday, and then there we see some of the others coming in, and they're not as fast as they were. We're not going to have a whole lot of time to sit around before we go back out again. Grip increasing, so later cars would be expected to be faster. Kaluza really looking strong for best lap for the first couple of sectors. And there it is, Kaluza with the best lap, and I think that's even better than yesterday. So Baggs in 11th, 1.3 seconds out. Now he's going to sit here for, about a minute. We'll go back out about 2.5. And they've got to make up a little over a tenth compared to the field. Now some of them are probably might not even get in here in time to try again. So that could be a positive for us. a 2-minute track. I don't dare go any lower than 2.5. We're gonna have a full track right now. Let's do it. This is our last chance to make it through to the final session. Looks like we've got a car coming out right behind us, but we're okay. Who is that? That is Blasi. So Blasi's going to come out right behind us, and Blasi was, you can see, 8 thousandths slower. And only, okay, yeah, everybody now going back out, except for the top. Like the top 4 didn't go back out. Sevilla and Rodriguez staying in. That's risky. But we've got to make up some ground, and we've got the rest of the bottom 5 here that is going to try to make things difficult. We're perfect on the temps. Blasi right on our tail. Most of the other cars in front of us. So by the time we get to the finish, we should have a pretty good idea where we are. Will at 5.9, just a little bit better than he was before. Wow. His best time, but 0.6 off the pace. Looks like Blasi is going faster. The only good news is possibly being held up by us. 0.996. It's not looking good for Will. Here he comes to the finish. Will he make any progress at all? No. Blasi gets into the field. Will Baggs can forget about it. So we do not even make the final day of qualifying. That, my friends, is hideous. I have to wonder if the other drivers focused on qualifying instead of the race. In any case, Sevilla's out of it for Spartan. At least so far. Lori only down in 8th. All of that boding very well for us, because unless Spartan dominates this race, we're still fine. We'll go with the watch option. Both of your drivers have been eliminated. First time I had to deal with that. And we'll just do it at fast speed. So we all are going to sit here in the garage. And pretty much similar weather. The track is great. Like Gabler comes in first, 158.5. She'll set the mark. Others following. Lori second, trying to move up in the field. Yep. Okay, Lori at least got down to the second row. But, most importantly, Hashimoto wins the pole. Another pole for her. And that means nobody from Spartan does. There are only 36 points left. 36 points left, and we are up by 27. That's takeaway here. Spartan's going to be near the top. Seville will be just ahead of Bags. Holgerson at the back nearly. Pasta and early night and dreams of victory for tomorrow. It'll be a tough race tomorrow. You aren't kidding. In the qualify in the middle of the pack. Not even. Nice weather. Prediction was no chance of rain. So, yeah, 23 and then 22. Okay. So we're definitely going to go with the medium tires and the race trim. We're obviously going to have to take the long view on this track. Now, one thing I'm curious about is our tires. Yeah, 46 laps. We should be able to do this on one stop. So if we were running off softs, we'd have to stop twice. So we're going to do it as one stop. We'll take a full load of fuel. And just, totally going with the long view here. Medium tires the whole way, full load of fuel. We'll try to... The thing is, we're going to get 23 laps. Probably going to have some of that fuel left over, but you know what? Let's take it anyway and make it a shorter pit stop. We're just going to try to gradually, and I do mean gradually, work our way up through the field. I don't think I'm... Do I even want to push first? I will at first, but we'll just have to see how that goes. Okay, yeah, we're just going to sit here. We'll ride along with Bags in 13th, and let's see what happens. Well, that's a crappy start. Holgerson did better, though. We're going to have lots of traffic. We're going to move up as much as we can, then we're going to settle in and harvest. Bags at 5.8, Holgerson 7.6. So we definitely should be happy about all of that. And settle in for the long haul. It's going to be a long, tough struggle. Emphasis on the long part of that. 3 wide as we go through some of these turns. And the tire's getting pretty warm. You know what? Let's go down to medium. Or neutral, rather. th and 15th until Stefansson just went a little crazy there. We've got other cars trying to burn as much as they can. And Holgerson down to 18th. So I'm going to want to bounce between 70% and 100% on the energy. And after this lap, I'm just going to drop back to neutral and see what happens. I would imagine most of the other cars are going to take 2 laps, or 2 stops. We're just going to try to do 1 stop and see if we can get away with it. Alright, it's time to go neutral. So we are at 14th and 16th, roughly. We're driving together here. Well, it looks like Holgersson getting by for the moment. Working our way past Trenoweth. Most of the cars in the field are on soft tires. They're going to be faster, they're going to have to come in sooner. And let's go harvest now. We're right at the top of the tire range there, but we're actually okay on it. So we have more or less switched places, but nobody higher than 14th. That's scary. Spartan has 12 points right now. We would still beat him by 15. With Hashimoto in second. And that's where the 12 points come from, because Sevilla is in 11th. Sevilla has not moved up at all. We've just barely finished 3 laps here. Well over an hour of racing left. Bags is fading, but Holgersson's still looking good at 7+. Another way to look at it, though, is cars on medium tires, we're second and third. And a bunch of cars intelligently going hybrid to use up that early energy. We have far more energy than anybody else in the field, though. Bag slipping behind Trenoweth. Holgersson trying to get around Edwards, who is on faster tires. And of course, losing time because you're stuck behind people is the whole drawback here. But we got alongside there and couldn't make the pass. There again for a bit. And I think given our big lead in the points, really just want to let this race come to us. Don't take an overly big risk of a crash. Just chill and relax and see how it comes. Clearly being held up here by Edwards. How aggressively is Edwards driving? Actually, quite a bit. Well, takes off there, that's why. And there we've got Trenoweth pushing up. And let's go hybrid for a while. Five laps down, 10% of the race in the books. And we are still very much chilling out in the bottom half of the field. Holgersson driving well. 13 seconds off the lead, but 2.5 seconds off of Sevilla, down to 12th now. She is definitely driving much better than Bags is. Bags looking a little better on the energy front by virtue of being a couple positions further back. You can see now just very slowly the tire temperature dropping. So if we just keep running these tires on neutral, the temp's just going to drop nicely for us. We're only, even if you view it by stints, we're only a quarter of the way through the first stint, which would be the first half of the race, roughly. And Hashimoto pulling away up front, but also will need to come in soon because she's frying that tires of hers as she does. And really, of course, Laurie can do whatever he wants. If he wins the race and gets the fastest lap, that's 22 points, and they're still 5 points short. So, right now, I'm viewing this as a race of Holgersen against Sevilla. We keep Sevilla out of the points, we win. If Mia beats Sevilla, we win. And there goes Kaluza into the pits. So we'll move up a spot. And let's harvest some more. Of course, we want to use every bit of this that we can. We will be moving up in the field once a lot of these soft cars go in. Holgersen 8.3 on the form, but still holding in her position. Wood and Hashimoto heading in now, giving us up to 11th and 14th. There's Hashimoto coming out of the pits and trying to fry another set of tires and pushing Mia back to 12th. Thank you for giving me the extra energy, Chiashi. Well, basically what you just did. Holgersen up to 8.5 now, racing well. But it must be said, closing in on 3 seconds now, back of Sevilla. Starting to work her way up to the points positions. Up to 9th now with more cars coming in, 9th and 12th. And Sevilla up to 6th. Whoops. Another lovely snapping of the camera. I'm having trouble adjusting it here. Go with something like that. Now let's see. Only a 5-point lead in the championship at the moment as we get no points and Sevilla is up there. This is a bit different view than I normally use, but I'm not sure exactly how to get it back, and I don't care that much. See, the time's just over 2 minutes a lap. Holgersen getting around Edwards, who's coming into the pits. And up to 8th now. Got 11th for Bags. But Mia does have some open track in front. Over 2 seconds, and it's Hashimoto, and then Sevilla, almost 3 seconds in front now. Again, that's very much where the race is. Up to 9.0, and I let Bags get up too high, but he will harvest now. He's almost 3 seconds back, and he's dealing with some traffic here. I don't want to push anybody until later in the race, because if we don't need it, it's not worth the risk. And there goes Lori and Cruz in now. Fifth and ninth. With Sevilla up to third. Oh, was sixth and ninth. Lori came out ahead. Lori must just have got some slightly worn tires and probably didn't get much fuel. 9.3, but now they're at third and fifth, but they're 17 points down, and see that 1 point for Holgersen gives us 2. And we would only need a total of 10 points to guarantee it. Goodness, I let Holgersen reach her max. I mean, it wasn't that long ago, but we need to stop doing things that make our lives more difficult. And Baggs passed Trenoweth and then lost the spot again, as this is still craziness going back here. There, slingshots around again. Wow, just blew Trenoweth away there. See if he can hold that. 4.5, he's not doing particularly well. I'm really worried about our tires at this point. We just don't seem to be, like, we seem to be burning them up a lot. I mean, it doesn't look like we're going to get 32 laps out of them. I could go conserve and drop the temperature. But I think more what I'm looking at here is there's Baggs with his fastest lap. Go ahead and harvest. I might be looking at a 2-stop. Yeah, I mean, I think we're just dead wrong on how much we're going to get out of the mediums. I think we're looking at a 2-stop race here. As Holgersen now starting to come down and Baggs a little bit up in form. Definitely going to pay for having carried this much fuel if I do indeed have to stop twice. I think I do. So let's have Bags go in first. Should have plenty of fuel to hit the next section. We'll have to get more fuel at the end. You can deal with it then. Just get new tires and come back out. Fourth and seventh at the moment, but look at Spartan first and third, and we're only up by 5 points on them. Still, I mean, Holgerson right now, 3.5 seconds off Sevilla, who is on the lead. Slipping behind Rodriguez, who's going to pit. So that's kind of a pointless little duel. Look at a bunch more people coming in. Now Mia's gonna do it. And she doesn't have to go in either. Or refill fuel rather, either. Definitely losing time now. And look at that, Sevilla and Lori top two. That's exactly what we wanted to avoid. Look at Holgerson out in 5th. That I didn't expect. Keep right on rolling. And right now, Spartan leads the championship by a single point. Are we getting nervous? I'm not very nervous yet. But it sure could get that way. Bags getting by somebody. It looks like it was Edwards. Kaluza and Stephenson come in, so we are 5th and 10th. Edwards trying to make the pass back. Here goes Hashimoto again. Up to 4th. And 9th for Bags. Mia is slowly catching the leaders. Even though it's going to make us slower, I just think being up this high in the field, I want to use the hybrid. We're in 4th. We're not going to harvest much. Also means that we're going to stay fairly heavy with 6 laps of fuel, but we're going to have to put up with that for now. Bags I'm okay with, you know, the switching back and forth at 70 to 75, because he's more in the middle of the pack. Now he's up to 7th. That's going to change a little bit. Edwards, Hume, Sevilla all going in. So now Laurie's in the lead, but now we've got a 15-point lead in the standings. Sevilla dropped all the way down to 10th. Started the race at 11th, so she didn't gain much from that first stint, at least not yet. We've also got multiple people, Hashimoto, Hume, Palooza, Edwards Wood. They've all stopped twice already. We're probably looking at about another 10 laps before we stop the second time. We're starting to approach the halfway point here, and it's remaining pretty solid with Holgerson driving well and Bags driving poorly, to be frank. He's sort of on that borderline area whether I want to switch him over to hybrid or not, because he's in 7th, so he's gathering some, but not most. Since Holgerson isn't going to come in for a while, and she's not likely to go further down in the standings, I'm going to switch her back to Harvest. When we get to like lap 26 or so, I'll switch her back to Hybrid and use up most of the rest of it. And that way we'll get the fuel down. I think that's probably the most efficient way of going about this. Up to 8.0. 8 seconds off of Laurie's lead. Nope. Not going to do that. The more we do that, the more fuel we have to take on in that last stop. And Laurie is pulling away. You're not going to do it either. Just sit there and chill. Though if you do get close to Dutt, I would not mind going a little more aggressive on your tires. We are going to have some extra wear this stint. That's one thing about making 2 stops. Ooh, down to 3.8. Yeah, you're falling behind, not progressing there. Laurie will have to come in soon, and Holgerson making ground on Blasi. She's not going to be harvesting much at this point, but frankly, more than harvesting is, using up the fuel to get lighter. Doing it now as opposed to later. And we are now over the halfway point. Maybe about 45 minutes left in this race, left in this season. Sevilla is working her way up, is in ninth. And here comes Lori into the pits. So Holgersson up to second, 5 seconds off the lead. And Lori taking a longer pit stop this time. Bags just ahead of somebody. You know what? Let's go ahead and push those tires. Who's that back there? Yep, that's Lori. So I want to go ahead and use the tires some to try to maybe hold that off a little bit longer than I might otherwise. Holgersson 5 seconds off the lead and is going to take it briefly here. Yeah, and right now Spartan gets nothing and we get 14 points. It's going to swing back the other way later. But the thing is, I don't think either Lori or Sevilla finished the race on their current tires. I think Lori's going to stop 3 times. There's Gabler going in. Everybody's going to move up. Second and fifth. Go ahead and go hybrid now. And Bags with a 1 second lead on Lori. And yeah, we might as well go hybrid here. Especially since you're down to less than 2 laps fuel. So it's second and fifth, Lori in sixth, and then eighth. We are looking quite good. And assuming that they both do have to stop again, and I really think that is going to be the case, we're looking very strong for this race. There goes Blasi in, and Holgersson is going to be in the lead for the first time. Qualified 17th. Won the practice round and takes the lead in lap 27 of the race. What a crazy race weekend. First and fourth. Lori and Sevilla 5th and 6th, but still. Holgersson finishes anywhere near this high, and it looks like she will. This is over. Oh my goodness, why did I let that go that high? Okay, you're going to go conserve. You've burned up your tires a lot more, so now Bags is going to come in second with my 2 drivers. Did stay ahead of Lori though, so it wasn't like it didn't accomplish anything. I'd like to get it back down out of the red and go neutral. I'd also like to stay out there till lap 31 for Bags and 32 for Holgersson if I can. So that would be 3 more. There we go. You know what, I have no reason now not to push your tires for a couple laps, Mia. Just get a little bit more speed, a little more distance, whatever, out of this here at the end. The end of this stint, I mean. Well, you don't drop back quite as far when you make that stop. And Bags, finally driving at 4-1, holding off Laurie, who is having mechanical difficulties early on in this race. Well, that's just more good news for us. They have had those consistently the second half of the season. It appears the most likely solution is that they're just weight stripping too much for how aggressive they're driving. Or maybe they just didn't do enough reliability work. But either way, it's to our benefit, because if her car's having problems at this early, I would have to think they're going to have to repair at some point. And that's about all we're going to get out of that. Switch to neutral. And I don't know if Laurie's going to make it through the end of, well, 2 more laps. We should make 2 more laps. Bags is going to want to finish this one and do 1 more. Or no, well, there goes Laurie. Yeah, 31 and 32. So that would mean 3 laps for Holgerson, which she's not going to make. Bags has got the better fuel situation, so I'm going to switch that up. Even though the tire situation doesn't benefit it, I'm going to have Holgerson come in at the end of the next lap, and then Bags. .5 is still good, if not great. And on this next lap, probably halfway through, something like that, she's going to run out of hybrid. Okie dokie, if you just switch tires, you're going to come out in first. I'm not going to be able to do that. We're going to need fuel for most of this final section. At least 10. Yeah. Gonna have 15 laps. I think we're gonna spend most of it near the front. $12 is probably enough, but I'm gonna go with 13. 18-second stop. Gonna be in there for a while. So Will Bags will wait for a while, and he could come in right after Holgerson. We see 18-second stop and 16 seconds gap here, so he'd probably be waiting. Let's not make him do that. He's trying to hold off Sevilla for what he's able to do. Out of energy, under a lap of fuel for Holgerson as she finishes up. And drops down to 7.2, merely racing well and not excellently at this point. Still dry. Still good weather. Still gradually improving track conditions. And now Bags will come in. He needs 14 laps. And that should do. So he won't be coming in for quite as long. And just over 18, 18.069. No mistakes for Holgersen. Comes out in 7th, up to 6th. A little bit better than expected, and of course we'll be harvesting away for quite a while here. Just under 15 laps to go, and is going to make that final push. Is ahead of Rodriguez. Blasi in front. All of that's looking good. And Will looks like he's going to hold off Sevilla until he comes in, which is excellent. Says that. She almost gets by. Might actually be getting by here. Nope, we've got the inside line. So his pit stop, about 3.5 seconds less time. And comes out in 10th. So he'll get a decent amount of harvesting done back there. He has about 2 laps less fuel, but he's in position on the track with several percent higher on the energy meter, so you can probably get away with that. Holgersen would very much like to get around Gabler and Blasi here. Conditions good, but not great. I could push the tires here for a lap or two, but that's about all I could do. You know what? I want to give that a try. See if that's enough to get a position or two. Ooh, looks like it is. Maybe. Gabler trying to get it back. Alright, let's see if we can hold it at neutral there. Riding at 8.4, which is very nice. In comes Dutt. And a couple seconds behind Blasi. So if I can hold this, that's where I want to be. And look who's first and second again. They're not going to stay there. But we have a 1-point lead. Oh, they're content to make us nervous because there's only 12 laps to go. Now, about 25 minutes left in this wonderful race. Trying to hold off Gabler. Not sure if we're going to do it. But I don't have, like, I can't push on the tires for much longer. If Gabler's willing to fry and get by, then I might have to put up with it. Lori will definitely be coming in, and I would think Sevilla. Yeah, Sevilla's going to have to also. So we're just waiting for that to happen. And our escort back up towards the front. Holgersen's not going to pick up much energy, but she's trying to use up that fuel and pick up as much as she can. Bag slips to 11th behind Hashimoto, but look at Blasi is having trouble or something. Oh, ran wide. Okay. So that's what happened here. A bad turn, and Gabler trying to get by. You know what? Let's not make that easy. It happened anyway, but let's push a little more and see if. Yeah, I'm gonna do this here. I'm not gonna do it for long. I'm gonna go aggressive. Can't push the tires anymore. Okay. I'm going to switch back to medium on the fuel then. You can see Lori charging from behind. Sevilla, meanwhile, in the lead, but won't be able to stay there. Bags is 9th. I'm losing some positions. Why don't you push? See how that works out. Yeah, real battle here. Blasi, Gabler, and Holgersen for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And the thing is, with the amount of laps that are left, I mean, Gabler doesn't have, I don't think Gabler or Blasi have the tires, but they might try to stretch it out. This could be the battle for who wins this race if Lori behind us doesn't get it. Not at all a stretch to think that could happen. Okay, 8 laps to go. 7+ laps of fuel. We're going to have a little bit extra to burn at the end. Don't want to do it quite yet if I can avoid it. 9.0 for Holgersen, so she's driving well on her own. Bag still sitting in 10th. It's not going to be his best day. And Holgersen fell to 4th and then got it back. It's just Blasi staying ahead of us, but it's just a constant battle with Andrea Gabler. Bags, I would push his engine. He's got the fuel, but he doesn't have the parts for it. Now pulling away from Gabler, Lori putting the pressure on there, but we're also a 2nd plus behind Blasi. Big thing though is Sevilla, who, there we go, I was about to say, hasn't figured out that she's going to have to stop, and now she does. Comes out in 7th. See how Bags is doing back here. And got a good lead on Hume, trying to chase down Rodriguez. Hashimoto will have to go in. Hard to see him getting up in the points, though. It's definitely going to be a disappointing race by his standards. He's moved up slightly over the course of the race, but not very much. Winning the championship is all about Mia. Right now leads individually, and we've still got a third. We got up to over a 30-point lead now. And Lori's still with the mechanical problems, but refusing to address it. Well, if it's ever going to be a time, this is it. We're just going to try to hold off Lori as long as we can. And Blasi's going to come in. Nah, it's still good. 4 laps to go. Yeah, you're still good. So Holgerson in the lead and a banged up Lori in second. Bags up to 9th as Hashimoto has come in. Looking like going to pretty much stay in 9th. Yeah, unless the parts drop worse, we're just going to push. Try to stay in front. I think I've got the fuel for it. Now let's go hybrid the rest of the way with Bags. Probably stays in 9th, maybe picks up a spot or two. Gabler's going to have to go in soon. May try to stretch that out at this point, though, as we are 3 laps from the finish of the year. Lori trying to catch Holgerson, but right now it's not happening. And this is sort of a microcosm of the year. See the driver's title, Holgerson and Lori, the elite drivers. Lori behind, not because of her skill, or his skill, but because of the strategy, in this case, the parts problems. The fact that he had to take one more pit stop. So really very much a good synopsis or microcosm of the season. We've made more than our share of mistakes, but we won not because Mia's a great driver, but because we gave her the best car in the championship other than Bags. And because we were a little smarter overall. Not in every race, but overall we're definitely smarter. Less than 2 laps to go. Parts are doing fine. We'll switch to hybrid. Get us enough fuel to make it home. And Lori has slipped to third now. Sevilla in fifth. And Holgersen stretching out the lead, looking like she's going to win this one going away. Last lap. Everything still looks good there. Push here. And why not push there also? Lori pumps back up into second. Sevilla passes Gabler for fourth as Spartan puts their best face on it. That gives us even for the day. We maintain our lead. Three-second lead as we come into the final turns. Mia is going to win this. An excellent way to finish off the season. And Gabler runs out of fuel. You don't see them doing that very much anymore. Most of those AI problems were fixed, but it's right back at you, Mia Holgersen. A fair drama or no, she takes the checkered flag. It did indeed suck for you, Will. Sorry about it. But we took care of business where we needed to. Waiting now for the final cars to finish. Capello, there last. And take your victory lap, Mia Holgersen. You earned it, coming up from 17th in the field. One final inspection. What do they say? Well, they say that Sevilla wins the fastest lap bonus, which gives Spartan an extra 2 points. Means they probably actually won this. Hashimoto, of course, on the pole. But Blasi did beat Lori, dropping down to third and fourth. Holgersen fairly tight, but wins the driver's title. Baggs slips down to fourth, and actually a tie for third with Gabler. That stinks for him. He finishes sixth in this race. He gets that 1 point. He needs to stay there. But overall, a convincing win. 135 points to 104. As it is, we take a 4-point win in the final race. Yes, it's the helmet, Sarah Green. It's the helmet that helped us win. Mia Holgersen was amazing today, says Bamba Romy. What a name. And we have unlocked the new GT livery because we have beaten this challenge. The Kraken GT livery. Huh, that's an interesting one. And that gimmickry is complete. Surging Absurdity in the books. We have now 7 challenges overall completed, half of the pro level. Along with that, we have 5 to go. Of course, most likely the toughest 5, but we're officially past the halfway point. So what's in store for us next? That'll be waiting till the next episode. Thanks for watching Motorsport Manager. I'll be back soon.